going on, folks? I got some exciting news for 2025 and a big milestone in my channel and what I'm trying to do. It's going to be my first barrel selection, so it's going to be an open season operator barrel pick. I'm doing it in collaboration with Top Shelf Liquor here in Prosper. We're going to have our names on it. We're going to get the bottle released. We're doing our tasting today, so I'm going to give you a little insight of the process here and what company we're going with. So let's check it out and we'll see how these barrels are. Yeah, sweet cherry.
So look, blends are going to be different by nature versus single barrels. Single barrels are like unique and intense, right? Blends you're going to get by definition almost kind of like a rounder, softer experience. And look, depends on what you're doing, right? I think this is like a great starting whiskey to pick.
Yeah, that is good.
This is like shit you want to think about and sit with for a long time, right? So this is just a crushable, enjoyable whiskey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and in theory, you buy this for $90 or 100. In theory, right?
Yeah.
The internet does.
Except they're 200.
not because of us.
Right.
Right. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's with
because of us,
anything.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think if you buy this at $90 or even $100, it's a fantastic whiskey.
I actually saw the batch one online, Blackwell's, and they wanted $250 for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's insane.
Look,
You're crazy.
Between us, dude, they bought it for $65.
Yeah, I know.
I
And
know
that's
they're
why
$65.
that's just wrong.
I mean, again, look, we're not the police. I don't
Yeah.
love it, but
That's the game. Yeah.
I sell it to a distributor. Distributor sells it to a retailer, and they, look, and if people are gonna buy it, it's
Yeah.
a free market. It's
really nice.
But for us, this is like a nice, very, very solid entry point to what we do. Yeah. Right. That's what it's meant to be. Now the rye. Stoked about this. This is the first. We literally just bottled this last week. Right, so it's not out anywhere yet. You guys are getting a preview of it.
Nice.
Which is fun. I do believe this rye will come to Texas, right? This exact one.
Depends on how quick R&D.
Depends on how quick. Batch 1 or 2 is going to come.
And I'm assuming it's going to be very limited because you said it's like, what, 1,300 bottles?
2,600.
2,600.
I mean, look, I don't think we know what the right number we need to make of this is yet. Right. You know what I mean? So
Understandable.
we're going to find out. I mean, we're going to make more of it, and we'll see how it goes,
And not every batch will make it to the market. So
Yeah.
Texas might get batch 1 and 4.
Right.
California might get 2 and 3. Yeah.
Well, I feel like you guys created a significant buzz because people are talking about Rare Character like crazy.
It's been pretty insane. I'll be honest. Look, we were up 90% last year. A lot of people get barrels, they're gone within a week or even a day. You know what I mean?
Like Dallas Bourbon Club had just done a bottle with
shit
you,
was gone
and 30 minutes online, it was gone. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I read the newspaper, it's like the world's ending, but then then my phone is just like, dude, I need a barrel, look, we're blessed in that people still seem really engaged.
Just nosiness one's like candy.
Wow.
I don't want to not stop.
That does not have the rye flavor. That is incredible.
Bourbon Drinker's Rye for sure.
Yeah.
And is that the one you said was 70% rye or 70 rye, 20? Or
No, that was this single barrel. This is a
Holy
blend,
cow.
right? So there's different ryes in here.
Yeah.
There's 95.5 in here. There's 51% in here. That gives you that good body and texture.
Yeah. That's
Like a
rich.
51% rye drinks almost like a high rye bourbon.
Yes.
So that gives you that solid backbone and very pleasant, slightly sweet, good texture.
Yeah.
But then the 95.5 Kentucky punches
Yeah.
through.
It's got like that rich caramel flavor to it.
I mean,
Molasses.
this rye's fucking fantastic.
And the finish, like on the end, that little spice at the end, very light though. Like,
It
yeah.
doesn't drink like, if that says 122, that does not
Yeah,
drink
there
like
you
a
go.
120 plus.
Yep. This is almost 124, bro.
I look forward
That's
to
almost
seeing that.
124 proof.
I'll try to scoop one of those up when they.
Graphics and how they'll change.
Yeah.
Batch to batch.
Yeah.
So that's a
that's
yearly
great.
release, just different graphics.
No, it's going to be more frequently. So, like, look.
Yeah, I like that one.
We just start going up with each year in batches. Again, we don't know exactly. I mean, maybe there's 4, maybe there's 6 ryes, maybe there's 8, maybe there's 10 bourbons. We just started it. And the intent is not that it's impossible to find, right? So it's like, that's not. Look, Brook Hill is going to be impossible to find by the nature of what it is. But that wasn't the point of this. So I'm glad people got pumped up about it. But I'm hoping it can be more available. Right?
But with y'all selecting a barrel, y'all should get priority on this versus another liquor store that didn't select a barrel. Gotcha.
Right.
So we have a choice of getting a Brook Hill.
Yes.
Okay.
At some point
Well,
later in the year,
an
you
allocation of,
should.
not a
Okay.
barrel.
Not a barrel.
Gotcha.
These will come in as like barrels for the state and be broken up.
Very
right?
nice.
And these
Okay.
will come in as allotments for the state. And the way it'll work is people who are doing barrel stuff with us will get a first crack at the other stuff.
Through the distributor.
Right. You know,
Okay.
through the distributor. So, you know,
Okay.
we've gone over the list
That's good to know.
with people who are on our list, the people on their list, and whatever, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so glad you guys like it.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
wonderful,
All right, so let's talk about barrel
Makes me
stuff.
wanna find
so like
more.
I said, I've got 3 things I want to show you here. So 3 new barrel classes, right? First one is a 7-year, 75% corn, 21 rye, 4 malted barley from Kentucky. This is like, everybody loves it.
That's like
Warm, rounding,
Bourbon
inviting
City.
Kentucky, right? Like it's like it's
Sweet
just a really
bourbon.
pleasant, sweet, beautiful experience. Then I've got same mash bill, but 9 years old from Indiana. This is going to be much more like spice, body, texture, weight, right? So if Kentucky matters to you, then the first one. If you just like this profile and you like a higher age statement, the second one. We're going to taste them both. And then the third one is a rye. And so this is an experimental rye. So people kind of dig this shit that we do in rye. This is a 64% rye, 30% corn, 6% malted barley, Kentucky rye, 7.5 years old. Let's taste some. But you guys can think about also like, who's the audience? What are they looking for? What have you, right?
Yeah.
These are all delicious whiskeys. There's no wrong answer here, right?
So is that second one because it's Indiana? Is that MGPI or?
It is MGP.
Okay.
Yeah, and I could tell you that. But
Yes.
that's usually, almost everything I have from Kentucky, I can't really tell you.
Yes. Yeah, that makes
You know,
sense.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
And we buy a lot of Kentucky now,
Yeah.
right? But MGP's delicious.
No, it is.
You know
That,
what
I mean, it's a good standard for sure.
For sure.
And people are finishing it really well. And
Yeah, and then, so just so you understand from a price point perspective, this hit about $100 on the shelf.
okay.
Right? Which is a really good pocket for us.
Yeah.
You know? All right. So here's, again, we call it VER. VER, which is that 7-year classic Kentucky bourbon. I'm pouring these light.
Yep.
But whatever you guys pick, you get to keep.
Thank you.
You have the benefit of being early. Don't tell the guys at the end.
Oh man, that's a nice nose.
It's just, dude, this is just like,
Man, that's like
everybody's happy.
it's like a E.H.
Like,
Taylor small batch.
You could be new to bourbon. You're like,
Oh, my goodness.
Drinking some Blantons. You're gonna be happy with this.
I feel like I'm a
Brown sugar, maple syrup.
None of it was bad, but I feel like this is the worst of such a good allotment.
I get it. Yeah, it's
Like,
fine.
that's such a-
It's fine, man. Look,
Which one did you say this was? This was the.
This is a single barrel in a category called VER that we haven't yet released, right? So this would be a barrel pick. You would customize the artwork, display the artwork while you drink this. So we have an art team. This entire piece is customizable.
Okay.
So as long as it's not somebody else's trademark, lewd or political, you can do whatever you want, right? You can do something all in on Texas. You can do something about the area. You can do
So could I put
something-
my logo in with the artwork?
Yeah,
And then say have the
name or
store
logo could
the-
be here,
say the
right?
store name could be
Yeah, store name or logo could be here, selected by. And then look, some people put the logo here. I don't think that's the best choice.
yeah, because you want the
This
artwork.
is fun, right? It's like, oh, it's a kind of cool, like animals. People like animals. People like when you do landmarks. You know what I mean? Do something. Let's be honest. Look,
I'm
you're,
down
you're
with that.
buying for the booze, but the artwork draws you in as part of the fun of it.
If I don't know what any of
Yeah.
these are, that's what I'm looking at first.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Look, I
Stands
mean,
out amongst everything else.
look, this is a 3-year-old company. We did 600 barrels last year, right?
Man, that was
in
good.
in a down market, right? Where, you know, whatever. And a big part of it is this shit's fun. It's collectible. It looks cool on your shelf, right? That only helps the fact that it's delicious whiskey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty delicious, right?
Absolutely.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's like nobody's mad at that. You know what I mean? That's how I would characterize that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the 9-year. Now the same mash bill, and this is what's so fun because you get something gets produced in theory very similarly, but can be wildly different in taste because of where it was produced, even where the barrels were, what have you, right? So this is called VTO. VTO.
This is more rye.
It's the same. It's the same mash bill, but it just presents very differently, which I think you guys will see.
Just sitting in the barrel longer.
Well, it's sitting in the barrel longer. It's
yeah,
still somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, look, I'll be honest. Every barrel's even different to each other, right?
Yeah.
But here, to me, like now you get more leather, more spice. Like this is more like winter whiskey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, completely different.
it's 18 degrees out or whatever. Completely different, right? But in theory, these are very kind of close to each other. But in reality, they're not. Definitely not.
Yeah, they're totally different.
Yeah, that's why barrels are fun. It's
more buttery.
Even look, people are like, "Oh, you're gonna sell more of these?" But
Lot
like,
more
look,
smoother.
every
Yeah.
fucking barrel is different. You can taste every TKO.
Yeah.
Not one will taste the
You
same.
got a
We've
little
done
more
blinds
spice on the
with
back end too, which is nice.
10 of the same barrel code, and
Here, wasn't a fan.
there's a similar thread, but man, they're all different whiskeys, right? Like, but that's kind of what makes it exciting, right?
Man.
For an older one though, I feel like the flavor profile on this is a little bit milder than the first.
Interesting. Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
Just slightly.
I think only just because it's buttery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that
So
buttery
it
taste.
Yeah, you
melds
get-
together a little bit better.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's harder to identify each one.
You definitely get it's like, bigger, weightier mouthfeel.
Really
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's 120 proof plus or minus, right?
Man, they definitely don't taste like
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's what we.
Which is
look,
lovely.
I love high
It's
proof
lovely.
because you drink it, right? Because you get all the flavor, you get all the texture, you get all those things without that. I mean, look, I'll pour some that's like over 130 that probably drinks better than some
Yeah.
stuff you've had.
You got a 4 cup over here?
It's like a George T. Stagg.
Yeah.
Look, this is 130. I bet you won't drink it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I gotta try that.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Cappies.
So where'd you first launch the Brook Hill? Because you said you revived that, right?
Yeah, so it's an old brand that we dusted off. It died in the 90s. We brought it back.
Gotcha.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
nuts.
all right, let's try this rye now. Now, again, Kentucky, 7.5 years old. This one's called SEG. So this is kind of an experimental rye. Similar to this, which everybody's lost their mind by. Different profile, but again, it depends on what your audience is, right? Like, some people are
Right.
like, we can't do a rye. I don't want a rye. Nobody likes rye, whatever. Some people are like, dude, I want the most interesting, most unique thing you have. That's a you guys question.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good. I mean, the
People
audience
like the
here
rye.
has been rye.
I mean, the thing is, they don't drink like rye, which is that's incredible.
I mean, dude, I'll be honest. This is the only rye of those two are bourbons, but this one is probably the most interesting thing I'm pouring.
Oh man.
Now, I'm not saying it's the best, but I am saying I think it's the most interesting thing that I'm pouring today.
I like the nose on this
Yeah,
one a lot.
caramel brown sugar. Almost like a
Fucking
banana
layers
bread,
and
like
layers.
freaking banana bread.
Yeah, I'm getting banana bread.
Oh man.
Oh, that's cinnamon.
Wow, what percent of dry is that?
64,
No kidding.
which is just very random.
Yeah.
Most rye is 95.5, and then some rye is 51%. That's Kentucky style, 51%. This kind of in between, though, I've found to be really cool.
What proof was that?
They're all about 120.
Little cinnamon
We
spice
don't
on the
really
end
proof
there.
anymore
Very
because
cinnamony.
Cinnamon,
it's
nutmeg,
really
bacon
actual
spice.
proof that's written
Very
on
nice.
simple.
Kind of like a
It's
cookie,
not
like a
It's not a thing
like a
to go
fresh
by,
baked
but it's
cookie.
good to know.
Yeah, totally. They're all cast strength. They're all in barrel till we get the label.
Yeah, I get like a November, like Thanksgiving vibe from it.
Yeah.
How you said like the cinnamon.
I think I like that one the best.
Dude, these
Yeah.
are, look, again, I would say that's my favorite.
Yeah, that was good.
But again, there's different
It's
reasons
different.
to go different directions.
there is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm proud of all these, and I think they're all great. I think they'd all do well. That is like if you want the most interesting single barrel whiskey I have, that's it. Right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
it's
is.
just
Yeah,
different.
it's
Like
different.
I haven't had
Nothing else
anything like
it.
that.
You
Yeah.
you could open 100 barrels in Texas, 100 bottles of barrels in Texas. They wouldn't taste like this. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
Oh, that was wonderful.
that's almost yeah. That's
Yeah.
I think that one and
Tango City.
the Northern Light ones were my favorite. Both ryes, right?
The rise, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I really like the rye. I normally like rye, but these were really good.
Thank you.
Especially for like none of the big name guys, out of all the small ones, I think y'all have like some of the strongest rise.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. You guys ever plan on doing like barrel finishes, like finishing
We've
it?
done some. Honestly, we'll still do them here or there. We can't keep up even at straight.
Yeah.
I think some people have kind of gotten over it a little bit. I think
Yeah.
when it's done really well, it's great. But I think it'll be a small portion of what we do going forward.
Yeah, because this is just so good. It doesn't even matter.
Well, yeah. Again,
I'd like to
what I
compare
think
it to
is
that,
done well.
to the Cappies one.
Well,
Is that-
Cappies is a monster. You want to try the Cappies?
Yeah. So that's a different barrel.
Totally different, yeah. It's
Okay.
Different barrel, different class, different what have you.
Because I've seen that. I've seen.
Yeah,
'cause I've
this-
been like having people in Arizona like send me bottles.
Yeah,
Because that's the only
yeah.
way I could get it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like red fruit bubblegum,
Oh.
super high proof.
Yeah.
You said that one was. Oh
My God.
That's this is Tennessee.
Yeah. Some pomegranate or like
Yeah.
like cherry.
The smell.
Yeah.
I'm making this up.
Look,
'cause I'm
some
like
one of
the
these
small
TKOs just won a
Are you kidding me? Holy
whiskey
cow.
of the year over like all the antique collections
Holy cow.
Tell me more about that the rye that you had there.
that you
right?
just had.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
This.
So, what all is in there? Because I know it's heavily cinnamon, right? But I mean, it's phenomenal, and I'm just trying to peel back what those other flavors are.
I mean, look. So it's a 64% rye mash bill content.
Yeah.
So that's on the low side for it.
Yeah, that's not overly rye. That's why.
30% corn, and then 6 malted barley, which is a little bit more than you might expect. So all of those things together
That gives it the high proof.
in combination with where it's distilled, where it's aging, or what have you, are giving you those profiles.
And that was
That's simply
Kentucky.
it.
That was a Kentucky
Do
barrel.
you think it's a 60% corn?
What was the age
It's
statement
yeah.
on that one?
7.5 years old.
Yeah. Okay. Man, that's nice.
Yeah.
The nose and the taster, I feel like different, but they're so good
Mm-hmm.
overall.
Yeah, TKOs are insane.
Man.
But in a way, this is kind of in that realm, not in the profile, but in the fact that these mash bills are very close to each other, actually. Distilled in different places.
Your Cappy's a 64 rye as well?
70.
Okay.
So I mean, really, that's again.
I gotta
different
find one of those
places.
bottles.
I'm not equating them, but I am saying that
I got to reach out to my connection in Arizona.
this is already gone. This is gone in like
Yeah.
2 hours.
Damn.
It's definitely long
good.
gone. But I mean, somebody's got it at their house. They're probably gonna
Yeah.
back up.
Somebody's
Find it,
a
you know?
trade. A trade.
Look, any TKOs you can get, you should get, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people have figured it out. But that's what happens,
Yeah.
right? Once these start coming out, people are gonna figure out that they're dope,
Yep.
and then they're looking for those, right? I guarantee
Yeah.
you, this will be in the class of things that people are looking for that we do. We got a
Yeah.
Facebook fan group, like 4,000 people. Chase down the RC
Yeah.
Clubhouse, you may know about it. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So it's fun.
Yeah, no.
A lot of
That was
things that
great.
maybe on paper don't make sense. Like this on paper sounds like something nobody wants, right? But then you try it and you're like, dude, can't
Solid.
dispute it. It's delicious. And this on paper doesn't make that much sense, really.
Yeah.
But it's delicious.
I mean, if you have a good product, you have a good product.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. And luckily, people will now try anything we put out. We've got a reputation to the point where they'll
Yes.
try it. If we start putting out garbage, then there'll be a revolt.
Yeah.
But
There's doubt.
assuming we always keep putting out good stuff, we have the license to put out something that's a little out there, and people will check it out. And if it's delicious, it will get scooped up.
Yeah.
And how much of that is going out?
It's so
In the
limited.
country, maybe 20 barrels or something like that.
Okay.
So that's not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
And how much? I mean, I
By
guess you-
DFW,
Yeah.
my area.
2, 3, I don't know.
Barrels or
Look,
bottles?
I wouldn't worry about it, man. Like the way our works
Yeah.
is going to be gone.
It's not enough for the
It's
area.
not enough. Whatever
because
the number is, it's not enough.
it's
right?
creating so much buzz. Like people are gonna come
Well,
like
and
to
the
your
other thing
store
that
and just
happens
want to get
because
it.
the artwork is customized. Not everything comes at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's not like all due respect, Elijah Craig, delicious, but like everybody gets theirs at the same exact time. It goes on the floor, whatever. Some people are. I've walked into meetings and people are like, "Dude, I got my art right here." And they're like pulling around their laptop, right? And other people, and you guys seem like you're on your.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, there's other people we're gonna sell to who like they get it, but they don't get it.
Yeah.
And 3 months from now, we're like, "Hey, did you confirm the artwork?" "Oh yeah, whatever." So the reality is, everything kind of just comes in little bits and pieces in the moment. So I wouldn't overthink that, right? Whatever we put into Texas of that class is not going to be enough for anybody anyway.
Yeah.
No matter how you shake it.
So how long you thinking turnaround?
I'd say it's about 3 months from when you get the art done. So you get an email intro on what we pick here from us or one of the team. And the process can be, hey, I have it, I did it myself, here's the dimensions. Or it can be, here's an idea. Like 1 or 2 ideas, photos or concepts or whatever. They'll come back, give you something, you approve it. Then we print it. And meanwhile, it's still in barrel until we get the label.
Okay.
So it's going to be even better than what you tasted here.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get a piece of the spring. It'll probably be even more delicious.
So for those that are like,
So we just gotta figure out what we want to
you
do
have to water
with the
it.
artwork.
No, we don't touch it. Unless you guys ask. Now, I've never had a retailer want to touch the proof.
Fair, okay.
Sometimes for on-premise we will. But yeah, it's going to be natural cast strength, which is why I don't put a proof, right? Because if I told you this is 122 and when we bottle it's 117,
Yeah.
some people lose their mind. Like, dude, it's
Who
some
cares?
fucking living
It's
thing. Yeah.
so good.
I had a guy blowing me up.
That's crazy.
He had the
you don't
rep
even
call
taste the
me, the
difference
business manager, he was calling me.
Oh,
By the next
boy.
day I called back. I'm like, hey. He's like, oh yeah, well, I was asking you about this, but we sold it out already. I was like, are we good then?
Yeah, so who cares, right?
And he was like, no, actually, just pick another one for me.
There we
You
go.
pick it. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay, cool, great. Glad we covered that. You know, to your point, like, is it delicious?
It is.
It's delicious. What are we
Yeah,
doing
you guys
here?
are doing phenomenal stuff,
And I
man.
mean, that's why we do the sample bottles, because like you never know what's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
It's always just the name stuff. So we
Right.
love exploring and trying different things. And
I find that to
figuring
be
it
the most successful way. A place where you have a good group of people that come by, you create a community, you can try things. Like, our brand works best in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you could try to talk about it and look,
It's personable.
it's
It
yeah,
has a story. So yeah.
for sure.
How many bottles are we thinking in a barrel?
I haven't bottled any of these yet. I'm gonna guess
100.
140, 150 bottles plus or minus.
You said there's already been 3 people that chose the rye one in DFW somewhere?
No, nobody's chosen the rye yet, right? DFW? What did you sell yesterday?
Something else.
Yeah, you're on their third appointment.
None, 0. But don't hold me to that. And
The
also
VER
don't
was the
overthink
first
it.
one, right?
But,
Yeah,
but for
VER
now,
was
0.
Yeah.
The rye is...
That's like the sweetest, lightest bourbon type, so that makes sense. But
Dude, that
that,
bourbon is like...
the last one
everybody's
is
happy. You know,
phenomenal.
everybody's happy with that bourbon.
It's a good one, man.
the last one is
fucking good
phenomenal. That
bourbon.
rye
The
is
last one and
incredible.
the second one.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
What club are you in?
I'm not in a club, so I have a YouTube channel, and I just started down here. I'm only at like 3 months, and I've just been hitting stores down here and just doing my thing. So I'm still
Where you
pretty
from?
new. New York.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm from Jersey. I was like, this dude ain't from Texas.
Yeah.
This dude's definitely not from
How long you been out in Vegas, involved in the whiskey community out there?
Well, we launched the brand in the very end of 2021.
Okay.
I moved there in March 2020.
Okay. I was out at a club once, just partying with this guy.
gotta do the
It's like, hey, I'll buy all your bottles all night, right?
Yeah. Well,
And it turns
One
out
that
the
pops the most,
owns,
without doubt.
it probably will be. I gotta ask him
There's
because
a
it's the
bourbon.
rye. They coat it with a certain barrel. So they have
It's a
like
smoke
7 or 8
wagon?
different
Smoke wagon, Aaron, yeah.
tops
That guy was
with the wax
nuts.
tops.
He's
Holy
nuts.
shit.
Is it gonna be
Yeah.
a pink top for that rye?
No, it would be a different color.
What color will it be?
I don't think we 100% decided, but I will confirm that to you on the email.
Blue or silver out here?
Can you double I think it might be blue.
Can you
Actually,
double
it might
dip
be
it?
blue. Hold on.
Is it cowboy blue though?
Well, come on, bro.
Don't go
Okay,
baby
okay.
blue.
I don't know.
Baby blue.
I don't want that kind of energy on
Yes,
the ride.
exactly,
This is
I don't want that energy. Hey, look, I'm a Raiders fan, bro. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that.
You know how many
Well,
Cowboys players
I'm a
live
Jets
within
fan,
5
so-
miles of here?
That's
It's ridiculous.
It would
Was it
definitely
Dak?
help.
Dak
right down the
lives
road.
right up the road up here too. Yeah, man.
Brother
So-
comes
Where's the
here all the
stadium
time.
from here?
The stadium's about
45 minutes.
but their practice facility and their headquarters is not far at all.
It's like
Maybe
that's
like
20
10,
minutes
15
down DNT or Dallas North Toller.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? So I'm really excited for this barrel selection. Rare Character is doing really great stuff. I really like the stuff that they're doing. They're picking up barrels from Kentucky and they're picking up barrels from Indiana, MGP, and they're doing a lot of good stuff. They have really great tasting bottles. A lot of their barrels are experimental and their single barrel picks are great. Everything I've had is fantastic. This is one from my collection. One of my subscribers got this to me through a trade, but as you can see, you get to design the graphics and the artwork, and then the selected by section will have your name. So it'll have my channel name and Top Shelf Liquor. We're gonna have our logos right there on each side, and I'm really excited to get it out. We went with the rye mash build. It's actually out of Kentucky. It's not MGP. It's 7.5 years aged. Comes in at 120 proof, probably gonna be more once it's bottled. It's called SEG. That's the name they're going with for the barrel. That's usually right here on the label, the barrel number. It's gonna have SEG with the number. It's 64% rye, 30% corn, and 6% malted barley. So it's really out of those ranges for a rye with the amount of rye that's in it. It comes in really nice and sweet. It doesn't drink like a rye. It's very nice vanilla and brown sugar. Really nice flavors to it. Really excited to get it out. Can't wait for it to drop. Comes in probably around spring in April. So check out the video for the launch.